We're talking with Councilor Andre Rivette in Cornwall, Ontario. Councilor Rivette, you were incensed at the budget process. Apparently, they were supposed to come in with a 0% budget, and the mayor and management did not. What's going on?
Well, they're coming under. They're coming minus 4.4. It caught me off guard. It was one of those things that this is all done, and we're going over the budgets. And Councilor Dennis Thibault tried to shut them down this morning by wanting to make a motion to pass. And I said, you haven't heard we haven't even seen the reports what the public had to say in their response to council's questions, the surveys. No. And anyway, we were dealing with capital budgets all day, and there's some moves that were made. I didn't think they should spend $100,000 on bike path alongside Boundary Road when you got 700, 800, 900 trucks a day passing by there. I think that they should have waited till we extended Kenneb Drive, then they could put it along there, not on where all this traffic's going to be. But anyway, that was taken out, and it was put in, I believe it was about $350,000, I believe, somewhere there in that area. It was put into additional road work. And we're doing probably close to $3 million plus, I believe it was the number. They don't have them right here, in road work to be done.
Now,
but I think that the mayor's motion, I think it was a backdoor way of bringing the motion in, because there was no indication this is going to be done until 4:30, just before it's finished.
Can you be more specific about the mayor's motion, and who seconded the motion?
Well, the mayor's motion was to add additional 1% to the taxes, and that was seconded by Councilor Clement.
Uh-huh.
And the way it sounded, with some of the comments, it's going to go through. They're going to vote on this tomorrow morning, but I'd be very surprised if it's not going to go through the way some of the comments were being talked about around the table.
Can you describe some of the comments? Like, is there any resistance to this onslaught of raising taxes here in Cornwall? Is there a limit?
Well, no, I don't know why. We're going to do close to over $3 million in road repair. I don't think that we've done more in the past because there was funds available from the province. And the past we've done, I think it was 2006, we've done just about double that. Because when we done the road work on the Vincent Massey.
Right.
But I think that because the province has given us the money to do that. But I think for 1 year, with the restraint that the taxpayer has, the seniors and small businesses now being the increase in minimum wage, along with their trying to remove the residential increase over to commercial. My comment to them was, do you guys not understand what's going on in the community?
Well, yeah,
and I challenged them to take 25 businesses this evening and call them and ask them what do you think about that increase in their taxes.
How big an increase are they suggesting for commercial?
Well, it's I don't have the numbers in front of me. I know it's 3, I believe it is. It was up anyway because they went over to that area. I don't have the numbers in front of me here, so I don't want to quote any numbers, but I can tell you it was an increase in their taxes.
Yeah, we have an irony here in Cornwall where we have more businesses painted on the fence at Pitt and 2nd than actually are operating on Pitt Street because of the economy. It's a very tough run for small businesses in the downtown core.
And it's not going to get easier, Jamie. That's why I can't understand why they don't understand what's going out there. As you know, I'm out there daily in the business as far as for my employer, and I can tell you it's a tough time out there. It's very tough out there, and I think that they're not helping the situation, and you're going to have some big box stores coming in here, and that's going to hurt some of these smaller businesses. So I really don't know how they're going to be able to survive.
We've seen a disconnect where, for example, over the chemical tanks on the waterfront, where city economic development or city staff have not communicated with council. Is there a divide in council where the mayor and certain management seem to be running their own agenda, and council is coming late to the party and having to deal with the public response to these decisions?
I'm just going to put it this way. The questions were asked last week. And is this a little payback? But the question's been asked. They don't want to hear those questions. And the answer was never given. So I'll just leave it there.
Are you referring to the chemical tanks?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not focusing on the chemical tanks now, but there does seem to be, it's almost like the inmates are running the asylum instead of council giving directives that management follow. This is an example of management taking direction, it seems, from the mayor instead of council. And just, this takes a lot of city time and staff time and a lot of work. And when you have to start rejigging numbers, where do you rejig them from? So at this late in the game, this seems a very self-destructive part of the process.
Jamie, I went into this budget, and it wasn't a secret. There wasn't a secret to them. I'm going for zero. When it's presented by administration, that is zero for the residential, and you want to take that away and put a 1% increase across the board? Come on.
And that's on top.
You're not the real world here.
That's on top of everything.
Yeah. Well, and as far as the tail wagging the dog, I'm not going to argue that point with you, because I believe that's exactly what's going on.
No, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but referring to you said that Councillor Clément seconded the motion by the mayor. From your seat at the table, who else supported the mayor and Councillor Clément's position?
Well, I think it's public knowledge. It was an open meeting. I think that I don't know if everybody was comfortable. I didn't look. I think my blood pressure went up to 100 when I seen him make that motion. But I can tell you that I don't know. We'll know more tomorrow when the vote is taken. Hopefully tonight that some people would make contact with some of these businesses or some of the taxpayers and find out exactly how they feel about this. Because, when they talk about we're falling behind and roads, that's bull.
Yeah.
Bottom line is we don't have $4 million this year, but we got to go close to 3 or better, and next year's another year. We don't know what's going to come down. These elections coming up, there's going to be some probably, wouldn't be surprised there's going to be some infrastructure money being doled down to the municipalities.
Well, not only that, we have these distribution centers that are bringing a lot of trucks onto our roads, and it costs more to take care of those roads with all those trucks. As a matter of fact, the chemical tank site, which the mayor himself still hasn't come out against, would lead to a massive amount of trucks going up and down our city roads that were not built for truck traffic.
Yeah. Well, I think if you'd have, sorry, we weren't there yesterday morning, but I think Jeremy would have found out that some information come out there about the distribution centers that I had no knowledge of. When you're assessed only at 60%, as far as I'm concerned, at 40% being subsidized by the taxpayers of the city of Cornwall. When that kind of stuff happens, and council don't know about that, it's been in there for a couple of years. Well, I've been around the table 14 years, and the first time I hear about it.
Well, not only that, we also had NAVCAN get a whack of money back from its assessment, and now we're reading that these distribution centers are also going to be applying to get a return on their assessment. And
that's exactly what I'm trying to say, Jimmy. You have to say no. You have to take them. If they want to go to court, take them to court. I think the bottom line is we lost with Domtar, we lost with NAVCAN, and why? Because we might not win. Well, that's got to stop, because this kind of stuff continues. The taxpayers of Cornwall, taxes will never be lowered.
Well, and you guys also
allow this kind of stuff to happen.
You guys also gave $3.5 million of corporate welfare through various means to smart centers.
That's totally different. That's a totally different scenario. Either you get $30,000 a year for property, or and that's what the brownfield monies are there for, to assist you get them turn these properties over quicker so we can draw better. You're probably going to end up getting about close to $2 million in taxes in that area once they get full operation.
Right.
So it's not.
There are many people that feel that that's a prime location, and smart centers would have come with or without the $3.5 million.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know that. I mean, the bottom line is, one of the things we talked about, we're looking at dollars. I'm trying to think of the name of it there. Anyway, dollars, when they have to come into town, they have to purchase the property
So you're sounding very, very feisty. You're not sounding like a politician that has nothing left in the tank. Are you getting closer to running again for the next term?
Oh, I won't go there. I won't go there. I know many times I run up against a wall, Jamie, to say, well, listen, let somebody else try to run for a while. It's not it's not easy, and I can understand Leslie's issue, and I'm telling you, it's not easy when the lack of how do you say, I don't know if it's knowledge or what the hell it is, but I think that you have to understand what's going on in your community.
Well, how do
I
you...
don't know if they know that around the table what's going on in the community. You're being, you get one of the councillors talking about fear mongering. Well, mister, there's not fear mongering. You go out there and talk to these businesses and go out there and talk to the taxpayer. Go talk to the senior citizen who is not getting any raises and these people at the food banks that have to go to the food banks because they don't have money to feed their kids. And they're working.
Well, some would say if the mayor spent more time in Cornwall, he might hear some of those voices, but he seems to spend a lot of time outside of Cornwall.
Well, that's what I think, that if you're going to be mayor of a community, you should be accessible at least 5 days a week.
Also, I think there's the problem that some of these senior management that are wagging the tail don't even reside in Cornwall. They're making decisions on the budget that don't impact them directly because they're paying taxes to some of the counties outside.
Yeah, and there's nothing we can do about that. They can live where they want to, but I understand where you're coming from there.
Well, again, that's why it's more critical to have a strong council that commands them and make sure that they wag management instead of management wagging council.
Well, I think that when council has to understand, and again, Jim, it goes all back to when we spoke about council giving up their rights to basically not micromanage, but to help be held people accountable. We give all that right. The only employee we got is the CAO. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's bull. As far as I'm concerned, when things have to be done and they're not done the way they're supposed to be done, well, then either the CEO takes the ball and says, I'll rectify the problem, or then somebody else has to take the ball. And council has to deal with it. Council is the one who has to make the cut. Don't go back and blame administration. Council has to make the cut. They should be held accountable by the public.
Does Norm Levac still have your support as CAO?
I won't go there, Jamie. I think that I've had my, few conferences with him, and he knows where I'm coming from. I think that it was very, very clear yesterday morning when this was discussed that the motion was made by Dave Murphy and seconded by myself back, and I believe it was sometime last fall, in regards to bringing a zero budget in, and it didn't happen. Well, they had enough time to come back to us and say, no, this can't be done this way because of this, and then council would have decided whether or not to make that change. That didn't happen.
All right. Well, Councilor Rivette, I want to thank you for spending some time and granting me this interview.
Well, I apologize. I don't have those numbers right quick on my fingertips, but it's been a hectic day, and I didn't bother taking the books home, so they're there for tomorrow morning. So.
All right. What time?
That, people should be attending these meetings.
What time does the show start tomorrow?
Starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
At City Hall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just hold on one quick sec.